everyone, and welcome to my channel. If you're new here, welcome. If not, welcome back and thank you for supporting me. I'm Coretta. In today's video, I will be trying the DTF sublimation hack. This hack is where you use the DTF process to press a sublimation design onto a 100% cotton shirt. Want to see how it turns out? Let's get started. The materials needed for this project would be a Gildan's t-shirt that I purchased from Michael's, parchment paper that I purchased from Walmart. I have inkjet transparency film that I purchased from Amazon. I have In Goodies DTF transfer adhesive that I purchased from Amazon. I have copy paper. I have painter's tape. And I have a brush. I will leave a list of all of the items in the description box below. First, let me start out by saying that I have watched a ton of videos on this sublimation hack. So after watching all of the videos, I settled on using the materials that I have selected in order to complete this project. So to begin, I'm going to be using Silhouette Studio to print my design. As you can see, I've already added the design to the canvas. I sized it at 9.5 by 4.5. So that's 9.5 inches in width and 4.5 inches in height. I got this design from Creative Fabrica. And so if you don't know, Creative Fabrica is a great resource. I'm just trying to flip the image here. Creative Fabrica is a great resource. Excuse me, is a great resource for all of your design needs. You can get an all-access pass for just $79.99 for the whole year. I will have a link in the description box below where you can try Creative Fabrica for $1 for 30 days. With the subscription, you can download as many designs as you want for a low monthly subscription cost. Next, I'm going to print the design. To print the design, I am going to use my preset sublimation settings to print the design. So I'm going to select my sublimation printer, go to Preferences, and here I'm going to make sure I select my A-sub 8.5 by 11 premium presentation matte preset. I'm going to check to make sure all of those things are the same. 8.5 by 11 premium presentation matte. I'm going to go to more options and I'm going to check to make sure that my mirror image is selected. I'm going to hit OK and then I'm going to hit print. When printing, you want to make sure you are printing on the correct side of the transparency film. So, according to the package, the print side is faced up inside of the package. So you want to make sure that it is placed in your printer correctly. My printer is rear feeding, so my print side would be faced up. Also, in all of the videos that I watched, a lot of people were having issues with the film going through the printer. So they took a piece of copy paper and they taped the film to it so that they could get the paper to go through the printer. So what they did was they took the painter's tape and they taped half of the printer's tape to the copy paper, and then they taped the other half to the transparency film. So I'm going to take the painter's tape and I'm going to put a piece of painter's tape over top of the copy paper like so. I'm going to put more than half on this side and then I'm going to flip it over and I'm going to keep my print side faced up. I am going to then roll the painter's tape, making sure everything is lined up. Making sure everything is lined up. I'm going to roll the tape onto the transparency film so that I can tape the transparency film to the copy paper. Like, oh, sorry, out of frame. Like that. So, and doing this is supposed to help the paper, the transparency film, go through the printer. So now I'm going to load this into my printer so that it can print, and I'll be right back. So after the image has printed, you want to immediately add the DTF adhesive powder to your image. And you just want to hurry up and get that on there really fast so that the powder, the ink doesn't dry. And remember, when you're taking it off of the printer, you want to be careful with the film because the ink is still wet. Okay? So, to get the adhesive powder all over the ink, you're just going to roll it like so that it covers all of the ink. And I know I have a lot on here, but I can just roll it off, tap it some more to get the extra powder off of it. And I can check it and I can see that I have powder on my ink here. And so just for safe measures, I'm going to try it. I'm going to do it one more time just to make sure that I have all of the ink covered. So I'm going to roll it again to make sure that all of the ink is covered. Now, once I'm comfortable that I have all of the ink covered, I'm going to put it in this jar here. I put it inside of the jar to make it easier to handle. And that way I don't get it all over my table. I'm okay with all that I have. I'm comfortable knowing that I've covered the image with all of the DTF adhesive powder. Okay, so now my ink is covered with the DTF adhesive powder. And so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to carefully remove the film from the copy paper. I'm going to be careful here while I'm removing it. And then what I'm going to do is I have like all of this extra powder around the edges here. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a brush and I'm going to brush away that excessive powder like that. And as I'm brushing it away, I can tap it to get most of it off. But I want to brush away most of the residue of the powder from around the edges of the film, like so. So after we've cleaned off the excess powder residue, then the next thing we need to do is cure the adhesive powder to the ink. So I'm gonna meet you guys over at my heat press. Next, I am going to cure the adhesive powder. To cure the adhesive powder, I have placed the film on my heat press with the powder side up, and I am going to hoover the top platen over the film. To cure this, I have already set my heat press at 385 degrees, and I'm going to let the top platen hover over the film for 2 minutes so that the powder can crystallize. This curing process will help the adhesive powder to bake into the sublimation ink. Now that I have cured my design with the adhesive powder, I'm going to prep my shirt to press the design onto my shirt. So I have my shirt prepped. I lint rolled it and I pre-pressed it to get the moisture out. Because this is sublimation, I put a piece of parchment paper in between the shirt just in case the ink wanted to bleed through. I also checked for roller marks, and I saw some like right here, so I cut the film off in this area over here so that I don't press unnecessary ink. I don't want to, it's my shirt, but I still want it to come out as pretty and best as possible. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to press the shirt at 385 degrees for 90 seconds. So, but before I start, I have put on my heat gloves because this is a hot peel. So immediately after the press opens up, I have to peel the film off of the shirt. So here we go. 385 for 90 seconds. So I feel like the image itself came out pretty decent. It has some minor discolorations here in this area here. I scorched the shirt, but I think I can get that out. And so I may have pressed it for too long. But the way that the shirt looks, it says perfectly imperfect, and the design is perfectly imperfect. The ink feels like it has sublimated into the shirt, and I'm happy. If I can get the scorch marks out, I'll be happy with the outcome of this shirt. Now, all the videos said to do a second press for 15 seconds. So I'm going to put some parchment paper over top of the design, and I'm going to press it again for 15 seconds. have a little bit of ink transfer onto the paper. But again, I'm satisfied with how the image has embedded into the fabric on the cotton shirt. Just a little unsatisfied with the scorch marks. Again, I'm gonna put some peroxide on it and see if I can get the scorch marks out. All right, guys, that's all for now. I hope that you were able to follow along with my process. Although I scorched my shirt, I was able to use some peroxide and heat to remove the scorch stain. So if you try this hack, make sure that you find a happy medium on how long you should press your shirt for. If you like this video and would like to see more, please give it a thumbs up, share it with your friends, and consider subscribing to my channel. Don't forget to hit the notification bell so that you can be notified every time I upload a video. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments below and I will respond back. Thank you for watching and see you in my next video.